tuning in. Let me push this a little bit because I can see the dark reflection. Hope you're fine, and I hope you can see me very, very clearly. Before you come onto this live stream, don't forget to smash the thumbs up, and I will also play this song whilst we wait for you guys to turn up, yeah? Smash the like, please. Voting, supporting, voting, supporting, voting, supporting. Hi, don't forget to smash up. Share as we talk about Dr. Chishimba Kambwili being fired from his own party. Supporting, voting. Yeah. Yes, hi, how are you? Background. Share. Voting, supporting, voting, supporting, voting, supporting, voting. Hi everyone, this is Lilian Motambo. Thank you so much for tuning onto this live stream on Lilian Motam's TV, where we talk about real life issues, real life stories, and what's trending out there in Zambia. I was meant to just shoot a video, and as I was about to shoot a video, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili decided to, hold a press brief. So I'm going to be sharing with you what's going on with the alliance and the reaction, obviously, across the Zambian internet. There's mixed feelings. A lot of people have expressed disappointment. So for those of you who are not aware, there's been an alliance between our political party, the UPND, and other political parties. According to what I've read, there used to be about 13 political parties, and now there's only 5 political parties, including our party, that form the alliance. And now the alliance has changed from the opposition alliance to UPND Alliance, and it got the spokesperson of the NDC party, which is a party that Dr. Chishimba Kambwili belongs to, Savoy Imoela, angry on social media, and she was just bursting in anger. So I'm going to start from there, and then I'll tell you. So yesterday there was a meeting. It was shared on the page of our UPND President Hakainde Hichilema, who is the incoming president, obviously, into 2021. We are ushering him into 2021 as the president of Zambia. So what happened was the alliance meeting was about agreeing for all the participating political parties to just use one name, and that is the UPND Alliance. And then also nominating President Hakainde Hichilema as the president of the alliance. Obviously, that makes him the candidate for this year's presidential elections. And then they will decide if they want another person to stand as the vice president. Now, in the beginning, obviously, we've been caught up in this alliance for the past 3 years. So I was like, okay, an alliance will work, an alliance will work. An alliance will work. And I was like, yes, the alliance will work because, we're trying to get rid of the Patriotic Front. And there's been agreements in the background, which obviously they cannot disclose. And then yesterday, we just saw that Dr. Chishimba Kambwili did not attend the meeting at all. He was not present. His vice president was there. The secretary and a few members of his party were there. And they were all in agreement that the alliance should carry on. So let me just go to Savoy Imoela's page, where she had done a few rants, and her rants obviously were all about the disappointment. She felt disappointed, and being an NDC spokesperson, she felt really, really let down. She really felt disappointed, and we could only watch and read from afar what she had posted. But I'm just gonna read. Okay, so her first post was about how many hours ago? No, somebody had tagged her. It was crazy. Okay, yeah. So her first post was about 11 hours ago, where she said, look, when the alliance started, there were 13 political parties in it, on it. That's her statement. And now only 5 are left. Soon only 4 will be left, meaning she was trying to include the NDC. I'm not so sure. Only a Nashala Neka party with 2 members can work with such selfishness and disrespect. Now, Savoy is a public figure and a spokesperson for the party. So the moment she came out like that, obviously people knew that there was fire in the mountain. On the mountain there was fire. And they were asking questions, what's going on? Is Kambwili, no longer part of the alliance? What's going on? And then she also posted, Zambian politics, you can laugh at the name of the alliance will be called UPND Alliance. Just the name shows the epitome of selfishness within. You are in an alliance with who? Jokers. And obviously, most of the comments obviously were just like, no, you should relax. What are you, talking about? We don't know what's going on. Yes, it's forward. And then Thomas Siapalo, who is a celebrity and a comedian, just say, look, why NDC just come to UNIP, Savoy Wanvela just come to UNIP, join us. And then, Honorable Council Lolo, yeah, he's in the States. He's in South Africa, sorry. He said, Kambwili and HH sit down and talk as brothers, Nishi Kanshwas. Because then we just saw Savoy speaking on her page. And, the moment I saw, them calling it the UPND Alliance, obviously for me, I knew if they've agreed, they've agreed. But for people who don't agree, they will decide to come out of the alliance. So now what was shocking was, Savoy went on, and then she went on a radio interview. And on that radio interview, she said she would rather vote for PF than vote for UPND. Now that got UPND angry. It got a lot of us disappointed. It's partially true that it shouldn't have been called UPND Alliance. I don't know how they came up to that name. I'm just going to comment on Dr. Chishimba Kambwili's statement. Okay, so, lots of posts were posted all over social media. People are laughing to say, yes, we knew an alliance in Africa can never work. And this is what we always talk about, even on this platform, to say, is Africa ready for a political shift? Are we ever ready? Are we ever going to be ready to work together, regardless of, I belong to this political party, you belong to this political party, let's work together. And most of the comments from the young people were very positive, actually. They actually said, look, if you guys are ready to bring in change, whatever name that is given to the alliance doesn't matter. And Dr. Chishimba Kambwili only is popular in Luanshya. That's what the young people are saying. He's only popular in Luanshya. And NDC doesn't even have structures. I'm just reading, saying what I read. NDC doesn't have structures. President Chishimba Kambwili is a convict. He was convicted recently. It's a big risk for the UPND party or even the alliance to trust him as, somebody who would stand as a vice president or even the president of the alliance, because we don't know how PF would treat Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, like, he's been convicted at present. So there's been a lot of mixed emotions. And then also previously, there were suspicions that Dr. Chishimba Kambwili had gone back to PF. He stopped commenting on what's going on. So I just want to go on Radio Phoenix page, or let me just go to Diamond TV because they posted it as well. Okay, let me go to Diamond TV Zambia. So it's interesting that, the alliance, which was supposed to be a peaceful, discussion, has gotten Dr. Chishimba Kambwili reacting. Yeah. Okay, there's even a socialist program on thing. So let me just read what was posted. A lot of people have I've been really, really upset. And then I also talk about something else as well, about voters as well, where Shindano has mentioned one or two things. Okay, so Dr. Chishimba Kambwili is obviously the founding president of the political party, and he has a vice. And according to the statement on Diamond TV, Kambwili insists he is president. And he says he cannot be expelled from his position. Dr. Chishimba Kambwili says he cannot be expelled, obviously, as an NDC president without the endorsement of the party's central committee. He says 5 members of the NDC central committee cannot expel him from the party, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili disclosed. Because what happened now was, after the alliance was announced yesterday, this morning, today in Zambia, Zambian time, Savoy was on radio stations. She said what she had to say. She was ranting on her social media. She was not happy about what's going on. And then, the alliance leaders, NDC leaders, decided to expel Dr. Chishimba Kambwili from his own party, and then also suspended Savoy. And then there's some audios that I listened to as well, which I'll see how I can combine them and share, where they were literally saying, look, he's not the president. As far as we know, he's not the president. I'm like, okay, politics in Zambia is tricky. So I thought I should update you on that. So Dr. Chishimba Kambwili decided to hold a press brief, and I think he should have kind of like waited, because he was still hurt. He still, had a lot of emotions going on, but I don't blame the alliance for deciding to break off because of the fact that, by not really entrusting him, for a fact that, from explanations left, right, and center, people are saying it's a big risk. PF might collect him. We don't know. But anyway, let me play this for you now. And then, because I hope I can, I don't want to share their videos because I don't want to get any copyright strike.
The meeting between the national committee members for the NDC and a lot of issues.
Okay.
As well.
Okay. So.
Ubushwen sofu ifuile mush. Neli ashilibamo yansofu. Ubushiku insofu ifuile. Neli ashilibamo yansofu. Yesterday there was a meeting of the alliance partners, in which a decision was made that the opposition alliance will now be called the UPND Alliance, and that the president of the UPND Alliance would be President Hakainde Hichilema, and that President Hakainde Hichilema will have the power to appoint his own running mate from anywhere, either within UPND, from outside, and or within the alliance. Most of you members of the press called me wanting my comments or my reaction to what had transpired yesterday. I did allude to the fact that there was no way I could give media statements or indeed answer to the media without being briefed by the people that we had assigned to go to the meeting. Details of all these things, like I said, will be given on Saturday when we have the full Central Committee. I did refuse to comment on the issue because I do not single-handedly run and make decisions on behalf of NDC. Decisions by NDC are made by the Central Committee. Of course, in the Central Committee, being the chairman of the Central Committee, I have the last say. I have the hammer. Like in any organization, the chairman keeps the hammer. When people debate and in accordance with the outcome of the debate, the chairman says, this is what has been agreed. So I refused to comment. And I said, until when the team that went to attend comes to brief me. The team that went to attend was the Vice President, Mr. Ricky Akafumba, the Secretary General, Mrs. Atanga.
Okay, so
Mr. Mumbi, the president.
that's, that was him. That was him just explaining with regards to the alliance. I just want to make a comment on that. Basically, his reaction was the so-called alliance only favors President Hakainde Hichilema, and then President Hakainde Hichilema is a person to elect or nominate who would be his running mate. Now it sounds like Dr. Chishimba Kambwili is kind of like asking too much, because the other alliance members, they were fine with it, but I don't know whether his expectations were that he should be appointed as president, or he's not comfortable with the name. And his reaction this morning when I saw a video was, he was just like, look, I'm not going to comment about this. But it's when he was expelled by his members of the party, the vice president and the 5 people that went to the meeting. That was when he decided to, this was like an agent press brief. It was not planned for. So this is in case you're just coming in and you're just wondering what's going on. So we're talking about Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, who is not happy about the alliance with UPND and other political parties, and then calling it the UPND Alliance. And the truth is, right now, the UPND party is the strongest party in Zambia. Whether you or me like it or not, as an opposition, it's the strongest. And they are coming in with numbers, they're coming in with votes, they're coming in with a clean president. I mean, President Hakainde Hichilema, they've tried to convict him for Kaloma Farm, for this and that, and the man is clean, he has no record. So he should clearly call the shots, and he decided to say, look, they decided as an alliance, President Hakainde Hichilema will be the president and he will pick on his vice president. So this is what he's explaining. For those of you who are just joining me, this is Little Times TV on YouTube, and I just wanted us to just pick up on 1 or 2 points that he mentions in this video.
Atanga, husband to Mrs. Atanga, and Mr. Franklin Membe. Suffice to state that the only people that are assigned, because in that meeting they said only the president plus 1 or 2. So I only assigned the vice president and Mr. Mumbi, because the Secretary General previously had indicated to me that she had family problems in Solwezi and she was going out. So I did not know that she was even part of that meeting. But when they came, the 5 of them, I did not mind, because they were all members of the Central Committee, although the other 3 were not given the assignment. When they briefed me, I indicated to them that I've heard what transpired, and I directed the Secretary General to call for an urgent Central Committee on Saturday in Wansha at 10 o'clock. so that we can throw what was discussed at the Alliance meeting to the members of the Central Committee to make a decision. To my surprise, this morning, we were only informed that there was a press briefing chaired by the Vice President of the party, and in attendance was the Secretary General and also Mr. Mumbi. In short, the same people that went to attend the Alliance meeting are the ones who called the press briefing. First and foremost, that press briefing was illegal because the Vice President has no powers, even the Secretary General, to convene a meeting or a press briefing of the party without the knowledge of the President, who is me. Yes. They have no right to convene a press briefing, to call any meeting without my authority as President. Whatever happened there happened, and they have said they have expelled Chishimba Kambwili as President of NDC. The question is, what constitution did our colleagues use? Our constitution is very clear on how a president can be expelled or hounded out of office. It has to be a full Central Committee, or 80% of the Central Committee must convene. The President must be charged with an offense, and that offense must be an offense that is stipulated in our statutes or in our disciplinary code. The President must respond. When the President responds, Central Committee will sit and deliberate and a decision made. Now I want to ask my colleagues, with due respect, where did they hold the Central Committee?
Okay,
As you
so
can see here, these are members of the Central Committee.
so that's what transpired. Dr. Chishimba Kambwili was fired without the Central Committee, and he has complained to the media that there is no way he could be expelled by party members who don't hold any, value per se, because he is a president. The meeting was, first of all, illegal, and he feels betrayed. Whatever was discussed at, the Alliance meeting, he was not aware. He was expecting them to address him, because this morning when I watched his video, he didn't comment. He just said, oh, okay. We'll comment on Sunday, So now he was forced to comment. And I read somewhere where somebody said, look, Kambwili is playing games. He's probably planning to go back to PF, and it's a big risk to have him in the UPND. And then also that the people who've signed up for the Alliance, the NDC members, they feel at least if they are part of the Alliance, they could be, promising job opportunities at least. Whereas if he is going to PF, it's only him who gets a cut and they don't get a share. And at the end of the day, the statement from the Alliance members was that they are doing it to protect the Zambian people. And it was a powerful speech. I listened to it. I'll also, play it briefly for you to just listen. So Dr. Chishimba Kambwili has expressed his disappointment. He feels disappointed by his fellow members who decided to host a meeting without him.
These are Lusaka based.
Yeah.
Like I said, we are going to have a...
So his headquarters of his party is in Luansha. That's where he's powerful there. So let me just put NDC press brief, Kambwili expelled, and I heard that even Savoy as well was suspended as well. So he is in shock that his people can expel him just like that, and he feels let down. What is your reaction? What would you say about what's going on? MK says, Bali will become leader of Zambia come August. Yes, that is true. Precious Mombe says, these people are just selfish. NDC has no infrastructures. Angela says, Apa, in Nibali, vote UPND, vote HH. Who else? Okay, Nyota says, I was disappointed with Savoy saying she would rather support PF. Shows lack of morals on her side. Is this about positions or the people of Zambia? And Chilike Tayari took advantage of that statement, by the way. He really took advantage of that statement. He shared it. He's been irrelevant for the past few weeks, and now he's become relevant all of a sudden by sharing that. NDC press brief, Kambwili expelled. So he's been expelled from his party and is shocked, but according to him, he still remains and stands the president of the NDC party. So the NDC had a press brief where they did, it's on NDC page actually. NDC Zambia, they have their own page. That's where they held a press brief without the knowledge of the president. Guys, politics in Africa, there's a lot of betrayal here and there. Like, people are holding some conference without your, because I know in the UPND it can never happen that people would hold a press brief without our president. It can never happen, never. I mean, especially when it comes to things that require people to comment, I doubt it. Yeah, so I'll just play this video where it was 21 seconds where he was just like, shocked about the whole alliance thing. That was his first comment in the morning, and then hold on.
But we are yet to meet the Central Committee to check the way forward. But the only surprising thing is, how do I have an alliance with myself? Chishimba Kambwili Alliance. Then you say you are with others. That's all I can say.
So that was his only comment. How do I have an alliance, with myself, Chishimba Kambwili Alliance? And his reaction was not really expected. Let me see if it's not on this, but I think it was on another page where it was aired. His reaction was not really expected. Let me just do Vice President NDC. Where are you watching me from? And tell me, what are your comments? Frank says CK wants to go to PF and become president. You will see. Exactly what people have been saying all over, and it's been crazy. NDC Zambia. Let me see if the video comes up. Yeah, but basically the NDC vice president, whom people have just known today, I didn't really know his name, to be honest. I only know Kambwili. And people are like, oh, who is he? He's not even important. Why should he try to ride on? So they had held a press brief. I'll just show you an image. Let me just do this. They held a press brief, and this is the image that has been trending all over social media, where they had stated that they are firing. Okay, so the name is Mr. Akafumba. Mr. Akafumba is now the name, the biggest enemy of Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, I'm sure today. So Mr. Akafumba says now, CK, the whole statement was, CK has been left in the cold as party officials, okay, UPND Alliance. And the thing is, remember the rants of Savoy, where Savoy had spoke. And then these guys come up with their meeting and say, we endorse the alliance and we want to be part of the alliance. And we agree that President Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND party should be the president of the alliance. Now that was like, to Chishimba Kambwili, a big betrayal. And then people started tagging Savoy. So Savoy, how do you feel? And obviously she has her reasons why she reacted. You and I know people have worked hard for political parties to be where they are, and just to lose, the value of a party or credibility in a party, it's something that nobody wants to lose. So Mr. Kasoka says, Chishimba Kambwili's well-known hypocrisy. We knew he can't work with others. Soon he will be PF. Watch the space. And that's what most people have been commenting. They've been saying, look, expect Chishimba Kambwili to be part of PF. He's been paid by PF. He's been bought by PF. We don't trust him. And I was like, oh, and you know, the thing is, for me, I was like, no, you know what? We need to work with Dr. Chishimba Kambwili. He's a bulldozer. He's a mobilizer. We need to work with him. And then, you know, he just says, how can I be part of an alliance called UPND Alliance? I was like, oh, hey, so all this while we were talking on your behalf and you don't like the UPND Alliance. So he has his own reasons. And I think he feels he adds so much value. Yes, you know, he has his following on the Cooper Belt, but also President Hakainde Hichilema has worked hard for the many years, and UPND as a party has been in existence for many years, 20 years in opposition. And recently, guys, we had a successful intra-party election at at the Secretariat and all other places. We had a meeting. The first meeting was the president of the UPND shared his thoughts about the General Assembly, which it was really, really successful. And some other parties didn't enjoy it, like PF. They now try to look for problems within the UPND. So I'll share in another video talking about that particular story, because I don't want to drive from here to there. So, okay, so Emily says, CK is not a serious person. He doesn't know what he wants. Yeah, so National Democratic Congress, NDC officials led by the party vice president, Joseph Akafumba, have approved the UPND Alliance. Let me drink some more. Mr. Akafumba has wondered why the party president, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, would waste the party's time to be in an alliance for the past 3 years for nothing. And you know, when I was watching his press brief, he literally stated, like, look, we've been in an alliance for the past 3 years. We've been debating back and forth. We've been backing each other. Obviously, when they have these meetings, it's not free. You have to transport people. You have to buy talk time. You have to make sure there's internet connection to do videos. You have to pay for venues. And they've been doing this for 3 years. And you have to pay the media to cover you. And then suddenly you say, no, I don't want to be part of it. And then there's a statement that somebody made on one of the groups, I just read it, or even on Facebook. Somebody said, look, President Hakainde Hichilema in 2011 was offered to be part of an alliance with PF, and you know, he didn't take the offer. And the same as these guys, they're looking at, look, President Hakainde Hichilema, if he had taken the offer in 2011, he would be president today. Because he didn't have hopes that maybe Sata would win, or it was a case of where you don't know whether is this going to happen or not to dethrone MMD. And Michael Sata won. And I think anybody who's been through that path of I would have been part of this thing, especially when President Sata died, President Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND would have been the president of Zambia. Who knows, our country would have been far, far much better than where it is under the leadership of President Edgar Lungu. Okay, so he says there is no way majority party officials would go back to the Patriotic Front, a party that has failed to serve Zambians. I love that statement about this man, because and that's what a lot of people, when they say, oh, you are PF, oh, Lily, you are associated with PF, I just look at them to say, do you know how much blood on their hands PF has? Do you know how much negativity that these guys, I wouldn't want to saw myself to be part of a party that has so many scandals. And the man says, look, we are working for the Zambian people. And that's what also moves me as well, motivates me. I'm working for the Zambian people, because if I wanted to be part of the Patriotic Front today, or even you know that it's an easy task to be part of them because they want numbers. But we are looking at what's the benefit, just for you to eat, and the Zambian people are suffering. So his statement was, he says the party has decided. He said the party, not the 5 of them, but the entire party. The entire party has decided to be in an alliance, even without its president, Chishimba Kambwili. Among those that have endorsed the alliance are the party secretary general, like you heard, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, the SG, Bridget Atanga, Lusaka Province Party Secretary Joseph Kasonde, and the Ron Member of Parliament. The Member of Parliament was there, guys. The Member of Parliament was there, Joseph Chishala, among others. And then there's also been a comment as well on social media where people are saying, look, CK is overrating himself. He only has one member of parliament in his political party. UPND has got about 59 members of parliament. Why should he expect so much in this alliance? So Emily says, HH 2021, we want change. It's now. 22 years again, no money for voluntary separate. I know it's been a challenge. So I thought we should just discuss this. So that's what's happening to Dr. Chishimba Kambwili. And I will close this live stream because I don't want people to think the live streams or the videos are too long. Then I will come again in a few minutes with another topic. This topic is about Motale Mwanza. See you on my next video, guys. It's really Zambian internet. You need to catch up. British says it's true, but Kambwili doesn't know what he wants. Supporty, voti, supporty, voti. See you later, guys. See you in the next live stream in the next 2 minutes. Please tune in as we talk about Motale Mwanza. Take care, guys.